antagonist?
Oh, sure, there has to be, right?
Who is the antagonist?
Um, the lovely Susan Sarandon. um, yeah, no, that's a great thing too about doing this film is that you really find yourself presenting this formula that Disney's created over the years for successful animated films, where you have this porcelain-skinned, beautiful princess and this, very strong prince, and you have the evil witch, or the evil stepmother or whoever, with the bad apple. And Susan's going to be terrific in this role. I think she's really digging into it and enjoying it. So, yeah, she fills that slot in the movie.
I bet you didn't think you'd ever play Susan's stepson.
No, I never thought I would. Really, I would always. I hoped that I would have. So it's a it's a boon for me to be playing her stepson. But,
Does Giselle ends up with well, she finds a different kind of love.
Mhm.
What about Edward? Does he find what happens to what's the deal with Edward and
Yeah. Well, what happens is, obviously, Giselle's character has a longer transformation, a slower transformation, because she's in the real world longer than I am, and being helped by these human characters that are very, present day New York characters. And Patrick Dempsey is this man who feels sorry for her, takes her in, and you know, he reaches out to her because he feels sorry for this crazy woman dressed in a wedding gown, talking about fairy tale land, So he thinks she's lost it a little bit. But then he begins to find himself attracted to her, and she realizes that she can be attracted to somebody in a different way. So she has her transformation, and then Edward is so driven, even in the real world, just to find her. He wants to save her. He wants to be the one. He wants to be the prince who saves the day and rescues the fair maiden. And then when he does, she barrages him with, well, let's not go back just yet. Let's go to a museum and let's go get some hot dogs and let's, go on a date. And to him, it's like, what is that? I have no idea what you're talking about, What's a date? We're in love. Let's get married. That's it. Happily ever after. We don't need to, So she's become very real world. And then so that sort of throws him for a loop, and he starts to learn a little more about the real world himself, and that he has the potential and the capacity to experience a stronger, deeper kind of love like Giselle's experiencing. And then with Adina's character, she has her own transformation. She comes from being a very New York, tough, broad, into somebody who, underneath all of this thick veneer, you have somebody who really is romantic and wants to be swept off her feet. So I've become that person for her. The prince does, and we sing to each other. And Edward sings with a whole new voice because he's not the same person. He's a changed man, but still prefers Andalasia. And then when Adina opens her mouth and sings, he realizes that he's found the person to complete his duet.
Okay.
That's the long answer.